everyone. Oh my gosh, it's really blurry. I don't know why. Let's see if I can figure something out here. Hello. Why am I so blurry? Let's see. Hey, how are you? I have no idea why it's so blurry. Trying to figure out why it's blurry, guys. Is it blurry for you? I'm assuming it is because it is for me. Reconnect is used by another application. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. That's fine. Kathleen, how you doing? Ooh, I don't like how blurry this is. I'm not sure how to fix that. Ugh. Let me see if I can fiddle around. It is blurry for you. Okay. Let me see. Autofocus, maybe? Let's see what happens. Oh, sometimes I just hate, it took me like 4 freaking times to even go live. And yeah, I don't. Oh, there we go. I got it figured out now. Yay. Hopefully it's not blurry anymore. I'm good. I'm cold. It snowed. It's going to snow. Also Monday, Tuesday, and I think Thursday. So that's great. Good time to do some crafting. Don't you hate? Yeah, I know. Thank you. I'm so happy it's much better. Yes. I mean, I work in IT. You'd never know because I'm so challenged, it seems like, with this stuff, but whatever. Oh my goodness. All right. So hopefully we'll get a few people joining us today, but actually I'll show this first. Let me get my, I am sure, Kathleen, that you're very familiar and maybe even have the Glam Meets Girl collection. It's so cute. So I am going to I'm making a little album. It's kind of a small one. Hey, how are you? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Tatiano, which is beautiful. If that's your name, Tatiano, maybe? How are you? Hey, Ginger. Oh, Elizabeth. Well, isn't that great? My middle name is Elizabeth. It's Mary Elizabeth, but I go by Mary Beth. Well, now I won't forget that your name is Elizabeth. Welcome. Welcome, Ginger. So anyways, Gal Meets Glam is a collection by My Mind's Eye. Many of you have probably seen it. And what I did, I was collecting, lucky I have a Tuesday morning right around here. And some items, I'll just pull out what I've got so far so you guys can kind of see. And then I'll show you what I'm doing. Some items I was able to find there. By the way, I got these on clearance. And I love them. This is from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance. And I got a pack of 10 of them. And I can't remember how much. But they were 75% off. And you know what? I really like them. I like my iris cases also for projects. But these work out great, So anyway, there's that. Hey, Ninja. How are you? Hi, Michelle. Hi, Anne-Marie. Oh, thank you, everybody, for joining. Okay, so Gal Meets Glam. Some of these, as you can see, I did get from Tuesday morning, which is awesome. And then some of them I did not. I couldn't find, I went to a local craft store here in Omaha, Nebraska, and I actually found the chipboard. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen the chipboard. Now, I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying it my Tuesday morning. So I was really happy I found that. So I got that. And I also found some enamel dots that go with it. So pretty. And then ephemera and the little gold acrylic stickers. And then, of course, the regular stickers. So, and some journaling cards. So I thought, you know what? And I gave some away, as a matter of fact, my last giveaway. So apparently I bought too much of this collection. But I have a good friend that couldn't find any of it. And so I'm going to make her a little something and then be able to gift her a lot of the extras so that she can also, make something as well. I thought that would be kind of nice. So yeah. Hey, Laurel, how are you, sweetheart? Okay, so let me throw these things back in here just to keep them all in the same spot. Here's the ephemera. I already pulled one of the ephemera packs out and just put them in my little case, which I like to do because that also fits nicely in my little thing here, which is great. Okay, so here's what I've done so far. So like I said, I'm going to make a little something and then try to gift the rest because I know she really loves this collection and can't find it in her area. Isn't that the awful thing about, I mean, as much as we love Tuesday morning, it's such a bummer when you see people get things and you can't find it and vice versa and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that can make it frustrating sometimes. I am doing good, Laurel. Thank you. Just, hunkered in here because of the snow. I'm sure you know, you're in, I believe, in Chicago area. And I'm in Omaha. We got, first we had some like freezing rain and then snow last night, middle of the night. So today driving's really difficult. I'm not going anywhere. And then it's supposed to snow again, Monday and Tuesday and Thursday. So we were supposed to go over to my parents' house for dinner tonight. My mom and dad are 80. Well, they're 84. They'll both be 85 soon. They're the cutest little people ever. And, I was all excited. We were going to go over there for dinner and play cards with my mom and dad, which we really love to do. And unfortunately, it's just, I don't want to get stuck and the hills are bad. And so I felt bad that we had to cancel. Oh, Kathleen, Izzy, tired of snow and ice. Me too. I'm happy too. Oh, you're so sweet. Anyway, so we're going to go, my husband and I, Thursday is Valentine's Day, right? And Thursday night, my dad is so cute. He's in a cribbage league. So he goes to cribbage. So Friday night, we're going to have a sweetheart dinner with me and my husband and my mom and dad. Like, I don't care. It's fine with my husband and I. We'd rather spend it with them. We have every night together. So that's going to be fun. So we're going to make it up then. All right, moving on to the project. So what I've done is these are just 6x6 base pages that I started the other day, and I just finished all the interactions. I'll run through those with you. And so what I'm going to do next is make my little chipboard cover, and then, start picking out some papers. I thought that part would be more fun for you guys to see going through the papers, than black cardstock. Okay. So if you can imagine my chipboard cover, right? So I'll have an inside cover here. This will be the first page. And I did magnetize everything. So it opens up like this. There is, let me get my little bone folder. There's a little, pocket right here. And I used, for the first time, let me show you guys. I got these dies in. Let me grab them if I can find it, the right one, which I probably can't. Let me see. No, I can't. But anyways, there were a bunch of different border dies. And I want to say it's Sizzix, but I don't remember. Stephanie Barnett, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of done when it comes to die cutting. I'm starting to buy more dies. I'm starting to practice more. I'm just kind of behind in that area. So I used this one to do, and I'll show you this interaction. So I made this over here, right? And it pops up and up. And I thought that was cute just for some extra journaling areas. And you can put like a picture here. It's not big to put like pictures probably, unless it's like little Instagram photos. But, you could journal. And then over here. So what I did is when I die cut this, however that was on this, the leftover piece, the negative side, I guess, or maybe that's the negative, I don't know. I put right here on the packet. So anyways, that is page 1. Okay. And then when you flip it over, I made this spread 2 and 3, pages 2 and 3, very simple. I just did 2 corner pockets. Sometimes I like to do that. I want to showcase the paper. This whole album is extremely simple. Then that was 2, 3, 4, and 5. I used EK Tools or EK Success, whatever they're called. This border punch. Let me check something out. Let me just see something. Is that better? Because we do have natural light from the snow outside. I think that might be a little better. Yes, good. Okay, because I know I get a lot of glare. Oh, good, good. So happy. Okay. So anyway, this is it's a punch from EK Success. It's like a little teeny scallop with dots or holes punched out. So what I did over here is I just did a side flap and a pocket on the flap, and it's magnetized. And then to complement over here, I used the same punch, but I did a flap downward. No pocket on that one, okay? Then when you flip it over, the next pages, again, I use the same border on this side and this side, and they both open up. This one, I got a cord hanging in the way. How frustrating is that? Oops, give me a second. This one opens this way, and this one opens this way. Then inside here, I tried to use, I'm not using these dies properly or something. Let me grab it. I tried to use this other one, which is also a scallop with holes, but larger than the punch, And so I put it there. It didn't turn out real good, but once I put the paper, I think it'll be okay. And it just opens up. It's just a couple little cute flaps right there, and then this closes. Then on this page, I just did a simple waterfall, and I also used the EK Tools punch. It's hard to see, but up there on the flap that holds it down. Now, I did not make a gusset. I will say on the first one, because I had so much going on, I made a little gusset on my flap. All right, so you open it up, and then this is just a simple waterfall. That's all that is. And then on the back, I came up with a new idea for me anyways. So it is a flap, which you can't tell right now. But when you open the flap, it only opens like 3/4 of the way. And then the bottom part of it is a pocket. I thought that was a cool idea. So I just did that today. So there we go. There's that. All right, so papers. Again, I'm using Gal Meets Glam. I do need to make my chipboard covers real quick. It doesn't take me too long. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. I'm just going to use some medium weight chipboard. I started writing when I design as I go, I'm not always organized, but I did start writing down some of the dimensions. It looks like I got through page 1. And then I didn't write anymore, but it's easy to figure out. But that's in case I do a tutorial. I'm so bad about that. I just get going and I'm too lazy to write down. Isn't that paper adorable? Yeah, I know. Okay, so what I do for chipboard, this is my normal cutter, blade. I have older blades that I've used on paper that have gotten kind of dull, and they, you don't want to rip your paper like that. So I use them for chipboard. So I save those and set those aside. And then what I'm going to do, since my base pages are 6 by 6, I prefer to go 1/2 inch bigger. So I'm going to make my chipboard pieces 6.5 by 6.5 for the front and back cover. And then I'm going to make my spine. So pretty simple. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then I'm going to cover it. I haven't decided. I'm leaning towards covering it with only the paper and not cardstock first. I think that's what I'm going to do this time. I've been liking that look lately. I mean, both of them are cute, but I've been liking that look. So instead of cardstock and then matting afterwards on the covers, I'm just going to do the whole thing with design paper, like pattern paper. I know, Kathleen. I hope you do. Hi, how are you? Nick's Crafty Corner. How's it going, girl? I hope you do too, Kathleen. I know that's what I was saying. Not everybody it can be so frustrating. Now, I will tell you this. I also, and I don't know if you saw my Peachy Cheap, hi, Char, my Peachy Cheap haul. I was lucky to get it from there also. So I did get more than what I found, at Tuesday morning. So, and then my local scrap store is where I couldn't believe I found the chipboard pieces to it. I was really excited about that. So yeah, so I do hope you find it. I know it's frustrating. I'll tell you what, Tuesday morning, like when everybody was hauling Merry Days around Christmas time, not one thing of Merry Days was in any of the 3 Tuesday mornings that I have around me. And then everyone started hauling that crepe paper La La Love. Never have I seen anything from Lola. I gave up. I'm like, whatever. That's just how it is. But also I put myself on a freeze um for February. So I know that the Peachy Cheap, let me see, I got that. It was ordered like in the first couple days of February, but that's it. I haven't spent any more in February, so I know that was bad. All right, so I cut two that are 6.5 by 6.5. Obviously, I need the height of 6.5 for my spine. Now I'm just going to determine the width of my spine. The way that I do that is I kind of have an idea already, obviously, on my pages. This time I'm only doing 4 instead of 5. And my interactions, I have some things going on like the waterfall. Not all pages are pretty dimensional, but some are. And I like to add dimensions. So I will tend to go bigger on the spine versus not, because if you're not, you can't do anything really about it afterwards. So I probably will do a 3-inch. The other thing I like to do before I make that decision, let me just move this over a little bit and find a pen. That's what I need to do. Here it is. Okay. So 6.5 inches high. I mean, that's, oh, your stores aren't getting anything. Oh, Laurel, I know. Oh my God, I know. I can't though right now anymore. I'm done. Your Tuesday morning never has anything. I know. Isn't that weird? It's so weird. But anyway, all right. So with my hinge, right? Let's just play with the hinge here for a minute. I'm only doing 4 pages instead. I typically do 5, but this one's a smaller one. I'm just doing 4. So I know that I'm going to go up a 1/2 inch, down a 1/2 inch as a hinge, gusset 1/2 inch, up, down, gusset, up, down, gusset, up, down. I know that's elementary. Oh, you can't even hardly see that. Okay. So up, down, gusset, up, down. Each one of these for me is going to be a 1/2 inch. Now, some people, they may do a 1/4 inch gusset, or maybe they do a 3/4 inch gusset, things like that. But I'm just going to make it simple and do 1/2 inch. So if I count these 1/2 inches, I know each page is, I'm going to need 1 inch of paper, because the hinge will be 1/2 inch up, 1/2 inch down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in between, I have 3 1/2 inches. So that's another 1.5. I hope that makes sense. So I need a total of 5.5 inches of my paper for my hinge, right? But when I squish it together, this is just going to become a 1/2 inch, because these will be glued together, right? So that's going to give me 2 inches. Well, no, I won't. I'm sorry. I'm only looking at the gusset right now. It's 1.5 inches on the gussets combined, because 1/2 inch each, right? This is going to determine for me my spine width. Okay. It just gives me an idea. That's all I'm doing. I just estimate things out. So with that said, I am going to take a 6.5 inch piece, and I think, what did I say? 1.5. I think I'm going to do 2 3/4. Because like I said, I do have some dimension and I want to be able to add other things, so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, it does stink when I know my Tuesday mornings have too much, so I have to stay away. Hey, Teresa, how are you? And see, I know, I hear that. And then you see some that has everything, I think the ones down in Texas, because that's where Tuesday Morning's based out of Dallas. I may be wrong, but it seems like I watch Cherish Treasures a lot, when she goes to Tuesday Morning. Seems like they have really good stuff down there, which would make sense. That's where their corporate office is, I guess. But I don't know if that's true or not. So yeah, anyway. All right, let me set this down out of the way. All right, so we got our chipboard pieces. It's pretty easy, right? The 2 covers and the spine, that's no brainer there. Now, like I said, a lot of times I'll use cardstock to do my covering, but today I'm going to pick out pattern paper to do that. So I have to make a decision on what I want to be on the front of my cover, front and back cover. You're lucky if Elizabeth's lucky if they have their stuff out by Friday. I call it my truck, like I freaking own Tuesday Morning. Good God, Mary Beth. Our truck gets in supposedly on Wednesdays. It seems to always be late. And then a lot of times even if I pop in like on a Thursday afternoon, they won't have the stuff out. I'm just going to be flipping through trying to figure out what I want, you guys. So yeah, so I'm with you. Usually it's Fridays. I do kind of like that. I'm gonna set that one aside. Those are so cute. And the eyelashes on the back. I think I'm gonna use this on the inside. So yeah, you know. Hi, crafty angels. And Angel Rose Vanessa. I know, aren't they beautiful? I'm thinking that's what I want to use maybe on the front. Look at that, the gold hearts. And I think that's a cool little geometric design, you know. I'm a huge plaid and polka dot girl. Love it. And I think the reason I love this, you guys, is because I love to embellish plaid and polka dots. I don't know. For me, maybe it's just the way I creatively see things. So, like, I could see me doing the cover in this, which may be boring to others, and then embellishing it up, you know. So I am going to set this one aside just in case. And then that's really pretty, too, with those flowers on the inside. Lauren, oh, yay, welcome. And this is so cute. It just says a bunch of really cute things like girls night out, hello gorgeous, but it has little gold foil hearts. Isn't that adorable? And then of course the lips, they're so cute. And then this is kind of the collage signature page of the collection. So I think at that point, I was lucky enough to get 2. Okay, so my decision for the front and back is either I want to do this. You know what I'm going to do? I just made my decision. This is going to be the front and back, and I think I might put this overlapped on the spine. Like, I think that'll be cute. You guys will see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 right now. We're going to start with that. I have to make decisions quick on this, you guys, because I could sit here all dang day looking at paper and trying to figure out, oh my God, which one do I want to use, right? Sorry, I'm just reaching back to get my trimmer. So yeah, I have to oh, you are Char. I love polka dots. I love them. That's awesome. Amazon, of course. Oh, I know. Girl, I got to stay off that place too. And all of a sudden, scrapbook.com, cheap scrapbooking stuff. I mean, all these freaking places, you know, and I'm like, I just got to stop. I can't even look at some of that stuff sometimes. Because, oh, now remember, I used my older blade to cut the chipboard. I'm going to set that aside. I don't want to rip up my paper. So I'm going to put my normal good blade on, which actually I may be close to getting ready to reach. Oh, no, it's doing all right. And then a lot of people do save these strips. Hey, do you guys save these strips? Now, this one only has a little portion of it. Some strips where it's fully with the pattern I like to save, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, I mean, my God, I got to stop at some point with the paper, you know. So, but they are fun. You know, you can make little embellishments and stuff with them. Okay, let's line that up. You're a saver, Lauren. Michelle, you love polka dots too. And Teresa, I know. I love them. All right, so let's think about the math for just a second. This is how I decide. Everybody may do it a little differently. So remember, it's easy because I have a square. It's 6.5 by 6.5. Hey, Ty, how are you? You do say those, Laurel. Hi, Mom Decree. Janet, how are you? And Kathleen says them too. Anyway, 6.5 by 6.5. So what I like to do, let me just move this to kind of so you can visualize this. Okay, so we know this is going to be my outside. So I'm going to turn this on the inside like this. Now, the way that I decide the size of the paper is I want 1.5 inches below and above, and I want 1.5 inches on either side. Now, remember, I'm going to do this whole thing together, okay? Like this, right? So I know 12 and 12 is 24 inches, but I will probably use 1/2 inch to attach. So 23.5 inches roughly. And I know that this is 6.5, this is 6.5, and this is 2 3/4. So if I add those together, let me think, 12, 13, That's 15 3/4. Okay. So if I want an inch and a half here and an inch and a half here, I need 3 inches more than that. So that would be 18 3/4. To make my life simple, I'm going to make it 19. Okay. Then from the bottom and top, I need an inch and a half, inch and a half. So 3 inches. I know it's 12 inches high. This is only 6.5. So I really only need 9.5 inches high. So 9.5 inches high, and altogether I want 19 inches. So I'll show you how I do that. I hope that makes sense. I don't know how you guys do it, but that's just the way. Some people only want an inch. I like to have an inch and a half. So, you know. Oh, I'm so glad you caught me live too. You're trying to figure out what to make with the, I know I hate to cut it too, but girl, I told myself I need to just start. I have some graphic 45 collections I just can't cut into. I've had one for well over a year, the fairy dust collection. And I mean, it's like, I need to make something, you know? Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. I hate to cut the paper too. It's hard, isn't it? Hey, Barbara, how are you? All right, so we know this is 12, right? And we know this is 12, and I wanted 19.5. So I want this piece to be 7.5 long, or this way, right? So I want it to be 7. So we're just going to start there. Wait a minute. 12. I want it to be 7 inches long. My bad. Because I want it to be 19. So there we go. Then I know that I want this to be 9.5. Remember, it's 6.5, but plus 3 inches, which will allow 1.5 on the bottom, 1.5 on the top. 6.5 and 3 is 9.5. So I'm going to do 9.5 here. That is how I figure that out. Everyone, like I said, can be different. So there's that piece. Now this piece, I'm not cutting any of this because the 7 inches here added to the 12, I probably, well, I'll allow a half inch for, it's okay. Will make our 19. So I only need to cut this one down to 9.5. Okay. Make sure if your paper's directional in any way, you know, that you do that properly. Sometimes that can get a little confusing. All right. So we're going to do that. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So the next thing I do is I'm going to attach these now like this. Okay. So that I can start covering. So I do want to look and see how it's going to attach on the back to see like if there's any way I can kind of line these things up. Doesn't look like it's going to be perfect. But again, I'm probably going to cover that spine anyway. So I really don't care. All right. So what I like to do, move my extra chipboard out of the way. I will say this. I save every scrap of chipboard ever. And I have a box of it because even really small pieces, like I don't have any small, but even if it was just a teeny piece, I like to take stickers and back it up on chipboard. Like even if you cover the chipboard first, you know, to make it pretty, and then it just makes it really sturdy. I use it as closure. So I save all my chipboard. I absolutely do that. Hey, Kat, how are you? Happy, oh, okay. Your birthday's in 2 days. Oh, I need to go check it out. Let me go check that out today. Well, happy early birthday. That's so exciting. My daughter, oh, that's right. I think I knew that because my daughter's was the 7th, which was last week. Oh, well, happy early birthday. Let's see. I'm missing some people. Hi, Kat. Oh, good. Sub to each other. That's awesome. Kim, there's my buddy Kim. Hi, Kim. Oh my God, Kim. I was watching your embellishments. You guys got to go check out Kim Can't Stop Crafting if you're not already subscribed. All of us should be subscribing to each other, but she's amazing, amazing, amazing. But Kim, those were the cutest things ever. Those little typewriters. Oh my God. Well, everything was cute. So it was really fun to watch. Sorry, I'm just trying to get caught up on comments really quick here so I don't leave anyone out. Let's see. Not sure how to cut medium weight. Is it chipboard? Teresa, I must have missed something. Chipboard, is that what you're talking about? Mine's medium weight. And again, what I showed was I use an older blade, not one that I use on paper. And you just may have to run it a couple times, flip it over, you know. Hey, Haley, how are you? No, Kim, you're so talented. That's what it is. Will make me super excited if you're able to check. I will definitely go when I'm done with my live, honey. I will definitely, absolutely. Um, let's see. Yeah, chipboard. I don't know if that helps you. And Kim is great too, so she may want to add. But as I showed, I just use, and this is heavy, medium to heavy, probably medium chipboard. I just literally have to like push hard on an old blade, never the blade I use to cut my paper. I don't know if that'll help you, but that's what I do. So hopefully that'll help you a little bit. All right, so we're gonna connect. We're gonna connect. All right, so let me go ahead and add some double-sided tape. Kim, I got to tell you something. You know how much I love Score Tape, like the brand. But girl, I got to tell you, this tape from Tuesday Morning, which I don't know the name, I don't know the brand. Oh, and actually also the Sticky Thumb. It may not be as good as Score Tape, but girl, for the price, I'm telling you, it works just fine for me. I don't know. Because I love Score Tape, but it's expensive. You know what I mean? So I don't always get the Score Tape, but I'm happy with this Sticky Thumb and the other one from Hobby Lobby. So I wanted to tell you that you should. I mean, just to try it on something, not like on a major mini album that you're doing, you know, but maybe something small just to see. And the other thing, Kim, and for everyone, is a lot of times too, Kim, I'll use it, but when I'm covering the chipboard, I'll also add the art glitter glue on top of it, right? So it works out for me. So anyway, wanted to mention that. And I think some of these other ladies have used the same tape that I'm talking about. All right, so I will use my grid here just to kind of help me out in lining this up. If you're worried about, you know, because I'm using tape, you can use glue, you can use whatever adhesive you prefer. But the other trick, I'm going to be brave, but sometimes I will put, well, actually I'll do it. Sometimes I will put a little bit of glue because then it gives me a little bit of wiggle room in case I didn't get it on there just right, if that makes sense. Because since you're using double-sided tape, you know, once it's down, it's kind of down. But it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Just want to get it here so that the length now is, well, it's going to be a little shorter than 19 because I attached that. It's probably right around 18 and a half. 12, is that about 6? Not quite, probably about 18 inches. I'm okay with that. All right, so let me try to, oh, girl, I went, Kim, to Tuesday Morning like a week and a half ago, and I'm putting myself on a freeze. So it is so hard because I love watching the hauls, but I got too much stuff. As a matter of fact, I am getting ready. I got a lot to destash. I have a lot of paper that I'm going to be destashing. So yeah, I haven't either, and I'm going to try really hard to stay out of there, you know? So I'm right there with you, Kim. We need to connect and go have a coffee or something, at least, instead of shopping. Oh, Janet, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, Kathleen, you guys are so nice. A freeze for a week. I know. Hey, Chrissy, how are you? Okay, so Kim, I know I'm terrible. I'm trying. And actually, I admitted earlier on this live that, you know, I did get the peachy cheap deal. That was in February, but I'm really trying because I just have enough and I really want this year. And I think a lot of us have made this goal to, you know what, let's use what we have. We have plenty, you know, and either do some gifting I can do, or I can do some destashing, swaps, whatever, or my own projects. And so I'm going to try, but it is hard. I know, Kim, it's hard. It's so hard. And that dang Tuesday Morning, that is just a hard place to stay out of, you know? And then when Hobby Lobby has a freaking 75% clearance, I mean, how are you not supposed to go to that? You know? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, this is really boring what I'm doing now. I apologize. I probably should have had this ready before the live, but I really just wanted to come and hang out with you guys and chit chat, you know. I'm so happy you guys are subscribing to each other. Thank you so much for doing that. That's really awesome. And hey, thanks for giving me a thumbs up. I do appreciate that. It really helps me. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. I know, Laurel, I do too. Kim, let me tell you about these scissors. So when I cut my sticky tape, I have to have the non-stick, right? Which I have the Tim Holtz and like a cutter bee is more for fussy cutting. These, you guys, were $4 and some cents by the Paper Studio. I had got them a long time ago. And I remember in one of my hauls, I said, oh, it was only like, I think it was even under $4, honestly. It was very inexpensive compared to like a Tim Holtz or, what a cutter bee or whatever. And they're very sharp. They're good for fussy cutting and they're non-stick. And I got to tell you guys, these are one of my main go-tos when I'm doing this type of work, like cutting the score tape or whatever, because it doesn't stick. One of the best purchases I've made were like under $4. The Paper Studio little scissors. I got to tell you, I love them. I really do. I didn't think it was going to be like that, but, that's why I was like, well, I'm going to try it because it wasn't real expensive and happened to be an awesome buy. So yeah, I would highly recommend the Paper Studio's little $4. I don't remember the exact, but it was very reasonably priced scissors. Can you believe those to me work just as good, if not better, than some of the more expensive ones? Now, these are one of my favorite ones that I got from Tuesday Morning, not for this particular thing, what I'm doing now, but these are by American Crafts and they're heavy duty and I really like these. So I use those a lot too. And then the other scissors that I use often, I've been really good. I do use look at my magnets are hooked onto I do like my Tim Holtz scissors. I don't use them as much as I used to, but I will use these to cut like, when you have the flowers on the little wire and all that, and you want to cut off the little flower. I'll use those. And I use them for other things, So yeah. Oh, Barbara, I'm glad you're hey, Denise. Barbara, I'm glad you're having fun. You use the gold one most for trim. See, and I think I was just going to bring up that point. So what I've been good about is I do have a dedicated pair of scissors that I'm freaking trying to locate right now. It's a Fiskars fabric. It has the orange and I've been super good and I've never used it on anything other than like trim, ribbon, fabric, yarn, things like that. So that has really worked out well for me. And then I just recently got these and haven't even really tried them. Let's try them. Because these also are non-stick. This is by Fiskars and I haven't used these kind. Oh, that's kind of fun actually. Those might become a good favorite. Is anybody else like kind of addicted to scissors? I mean, this is ridiculous. Scissors. Great gravy. Oh, you use the gold one for sure. You have a bucket full. I know. Why do we just like stuff like that? Scissors, paper, of course, stickers, tape, glue. Because we're creative. That's what we are. Kim, you enjoying our weather? So Kim and I are both in Omaha. Isn't that fun? We got to meet each other. Now we know each other and it's awesome. She has taught me so much about mini albums. I owe her all the credit. When I very first started paper crafting, that's all I did. I was so addicted to her. I'm still addicted to her channel. Everyone should go subscribe. But anyways, we got snow it sucks. We got snow in the middle of the night last night. And Kim, we're supposed to get more Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, just FYI. Kim's a school teacher, so I don't know if you guys are gonna have school or not. So yeah, I just, what better day than crafting than, when the weather's all icky like this anyway, right? Don't want to go anywhere. You have 10, Kathleen. I see these albums all the time and love them, but didn't know how they were made. Oh, good, Elizabeth. Good. Hair cutting ones. Your kids are flying home from Florida. Oh, they're delayed in Minnesota. Yeah, who knows when they'll get back. I hope they get home safely, honey. I'm just kidding, It's snowing in West Virginia, right, Kat? West Virginia. Wow. You see me loving the tape. I know, Laurel. Laurel, what do you do, honey? I should know this. Where do you work, if you don't mind me asking? All right, we're gonna get our paper and start having fun now. These were kind of fun. I actually like these. I'm gonna start using these more. Like those things. And I think I got these at Tuesday morning, as a matter of fact. Oh, I did know that. Oh, Laurel, you have to be extremely careful. Elizabeth, cold in Colorado, but no snow. Elizabeth, we're in Omaha, but my brother lives in Bailey, Colorado. Do you know where that is? It's like an hour southwest of Denver, I believe. Been there a gazillion times. Love it. So I wasn't sure what area of Colorado you're in, but that is such a beautiful state. Oh my gosh. What's good for me is that he lives there, so vacay, cheap. Go stay with my brother. And let's see. You had what? Hold on a minute. Denise, you had 8 inches and now you're getting 20 of snow? Oh my God. I had no idea. Girl, I didn't even know you got snow where you're at. It's in the 40s where Teresa is. I know, Mom. I think I got them at Tuesday morning. I think you all. I can't wait to watch your videos. You're so sweet, Ty. Hey, the Victorian Edge. Nice to see you. You're by the Utah border. Okay. That's got to be just gorgeous. We're getting a lot of snow through Tuesday. Yes, Barbara. You're here too. That's right. Barbara, are you in Omaha like Kim and I? Typo 10. Gotcha. I hear you. My sister lives a mile from the ocean in California. Yep. Cheap vacay. I know, Denise. Are you guys freaking out? You don't usually get that. You're in California. Okay. We don't want to hear it, Kathleen. We don't want to hear that you're in California. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. We wish we were in California. All right, so I'm just going to go. Oh, before I do this, here's what I do. I know I'm kind of OCD about it, but whatever. It's what I do. You grab a pencil. So remember I said I like 1.5 inches on the bottom, 1.5 inches on the top. Again, you can do 1 inch, do whatever works for you. So I think the Tim Holtz ruler width is about 1.5 inches. So that's my guide. I just line it up and I'm not worried about the pencil mark. It's all going to be covered up. So I just do that. Oh, thank you, Janet. Hi, Linda. And then I continue it on, and it's easy to do because it's just lined up with the bottom. And then I also go on the left-hand side is all I do. I don't do the right hand because I don't feel it's necessary, but you can. So I just do the full bottom, and then I line this up on the left hand. And there's my 1.5 inches. The reason I do that is because this is going to be the first piece I'm going to lay down. And then, of course, I'm going to lay down the spine and then this piece. But this is my guide to get started. And so it may be hard to see. So you just have to kind of trust me here. But where these lines intersect, the point of this chipboard that I put my tape on is going to go right there. The left-hand side is going to line up with this pencil, and the bottom is going to line up with this pencil. And once I'm set, it's going to be much easier to line everything up because I do have my guide down here at the bottom, and I'm going to lay a 1/4 inch score tape or double-sided tape as a guide in between the covers. So we'll do that. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Cozy Cabin 5. Hello. Oh, you couldn't find the chat. Well, you found it now. That's awesome. 51 degrees in New Mexico. Where in New Mexico are you, Michelle? Because I got a really funny story for you. Oh, good, Linda. I hope you do. Let's see. Okay, so I make sure it's kind of hard sometimes keeping up with chat. I'm a chatty person, aren't I, though? You know. So I'm just removing the backing of my tape. Again, those are just guidelines, and it seems to work for me. Because sometimes I can be really crooked. So, you know, on when I try to do things. So it just helps me. All right. So I'm overkill. You don't have to do this, but I also add some, not, a huge amount, but I do add a little bit of wet glue to the back. Now I'm going to do that lining up I talked about in that corner where they intersect, line up to the left, okay, and line up to the bottom. And there you go. And then I just push down, and now you're good. Okay, Michelle. Oh, yeah, you're in South Dakota. Oh, yeah, I'm in Omaha, not too far from you, girl. Michelle. Oh, my God, I have the funniest story about Las Cruces, New Mexico, and Deming. And let's see, Silver City, Deming, and Las Cruces. I've been to all of them, okay? Is Las Cruces, that's the beautiful one where called the Hidden City, right? Because of the where they built the bomb and everything. I think that's Las Cruces. Albuquerque is north of you. Okay, so I'm old. I'll put in perspective, my son's 30, so I'm not a youngin', okay? And let me just take a drink. When I was very young, like early 20s, my very first business trip, and this is back in the day when you bought a plane ticket and had an actual paper ticket. There was no internet. I mean, I'm old, whatever. So that's how long ago it was. I was in my early 20s. And my boss said, you need to go to Las Cruces, New Mexico, for what I was doing for work, right? For a week. And so there was another person going, and, he was more seniored and kind of knew what he was doing and all that, right? Well, coming from Omaha, so we both flew to Denver. And back then, too, we would set up our own, like, travel plans and stuff. So we both flew from Omaha to Denver. Well, he was smart and just flew on a normal size plane from Denver to Albuquerque. Well, I thought I was smart. And I'm like, well, that's dumb because now you have to drive from Albuquerque because we were staying in Santa Fe. And then I was driving to Las Cruces. He was driving somewhere else. Well, anyway, I'm like, I'm just going to fly straight into Santa Fe. You're dumb. Oh, I just screwed up. Let me set this one aside. I meant to do the spine. Anyway, so he's like, okay, whatever. So my plane, I'm just laying a piece of 1/4-inch tape butting up against the side of the chipboard. And that's just a guide. You don't have to do that either, but that's just a guide. Okay. Then I'm going to actually put my spine down, not my back cover. Anywho, so again, I'm young. I don't know what the heck's up, right? And there's no internet, cell phones, none of that crap, right? We have paper tickets. You can't lose that crap. So we're getting ready to board my plane, which for some reason was like in the basement of the Denver airport, and all of a sudden we're walking outside. Am I buffering? I hope we're not buffering. Anyway, hopefully am I buffering still? It's not for me. Is it buffering for anyone else? You're good. It's good. Okay. Michelle, you may have to refresh or something, I'm thinking. Okay. Well, anyhow, I got to finish the story real quick. It's really funny. You guys will laugh. And I don't want to make it terribly long. I already have. So go outside to board this freaking like 19-seat plane. Okay. Propeller. Not like a normal plane. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So I'm scared, and I get in my plane, in my seat. I mean, you can sit anywhere because there's only maybe only 12, and it's like a propeller kind, So no flight attendant, nothing like that. And anyway, hey Brandon, welcome. So so I'm all frazzled. We ended up going through like this huge storm between Denver and Santa Fe through the mountains, and it was like boom, 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 boom. It was just awful, right? So anywho, finally got into the Santa Fe airport, all frazzled, got my I know, Michelle, but it's not for anyone else. Can you refresh, Michelle? Anyway, long story short, left the airport in my rental car. Everything's Adobe, which is beautiful, but I didn't know, and I didn't know where I was going, got lost. Finally found my little hotel. You know, it was a nice hotel. And then the little bellhop guy comes out and he goes, "Oh man, would you like me to get your luggage?" And I'm like, "Oh crap. I forgot to get my luggage, right?" And I'm on a business trip, like this was a Sunday, I'm like in shorts or whatever, you know, not business attire. So then he calls and he goes, "Oh, well, the airport closes at 6:30. I'm like, "What?" I go, "I have to have my luggage." So they had to call the owners of the airport. It was a big fiasco. The guy had to drive me back because I got lost so much that I couldn't find the freaking airport. So finally, I get there, I get my luggage, I get to my hotel. I'm like, okay, thank God, you know, everything's good. So I start driving to Las Cruces, which is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. Beautiful part of our country. And anywho, about 3 or 4 days in, I'm starting to think about, oh, Friday when I'm leaving to go back to Omaha. And guess what? I left my paper return ticket in that freaking little propeller plane. And Mesa Airlines, which I don't even think is in business anymore. And so, of course, nobody found it. It was too long. They cleaned up the plane. You know, I was stranded. It was awful. So I called my boss and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to get fired," you know. And I said, "I'm stuck. I'm stuck in New Mexico. I don't know what you want me to do." And he goes, "You just better get another plane ticket and get your butt home." And so I got home, got into work. Like the next week, I said, "Oh my God, I'm just folding up ends, you guys, to kind of get the paper warmed up here." See, and I did. Probably should have cut it a little bit longer, as you can see, but you know what? It's going to be fine, and I'm going to be able to work with it. So no fear there. Anywho, that's pretty much my story. And I said, you know, "I don't know that you should be sending me down to New Mexico anytime soon." He said, "Well, I'm sorry. We're going to start calling you Miss New Mexico because you're going to be taking on this, 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 and this." And so I ended up traveling to New Mexico all the time. And, you know, and I love it down there. But I spent time in Deming, Silver City and Deming. Deming, I believe, is like literally on the border of Mexico in the United States. And it was fun. I never lost my tickets again, but oh, good, Michelle. Are we good? Oh, before I do that. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay my double-sided tape around the perimeter of my paper and the perimeter of the chipboard. That's what I do. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Sorry, you guys, that was kind of a long story, but I mean, it was nuts, you know? I learned a lot. I hate traveling for work. I only like to travel for fun. It's so stupid. Oh, Miami to the Keys. Yeah. It's just, yeah, I don't like those planes. Sorry, people. I don't know. They scare me. I know, Ty. I know. You know, I really wasn't scared. I was more like laughing at myself, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot," you know. But I was scared at one point because I'm like, "Do I just take this rental car and drive to freaking Omaha?" Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, you know, because I just didn't know, you know. But then, of course, I had to purchase another airline ticket, non-refundable, you know, whatever. But my company paid for it. So, which even if they didn't, I mean, I would have been like, "Well, it's my fault," you know, but that would have been a bummer because I was in my early 20s. It's not like, you know, I'm not made of money now, let alone back then, you know. So anyway, yeah. Anywho, I am so happy that I still work in IT. I've been in IT for a very, very long time. And But I do not travel anymore. I've done enough of that. And I'm so, not for work anyway. And that makes me very, very, very happy. I hated traveling for work. It was such a bummer. Ugh, I hated it so much. So I told, when I got hired on with this company, that was one of my things. I said, you know, I mean, once in a great while is okay, but I'm not going to do any type of regular travel. So, and it's cool. I've been with them. Let's see, in June will be a year. So what, 7-8 months I've been with them, and I haven't even had to travel one time. So I'm cool with that. I'm A-okay with that. Although one of my customers, they're in Costa Rica. Now that I would maybe do. I would be like, I can go there. Let me go there. But no, usually when I used to travel, it used to be places like, you know, not where you would go for vacation, I guess. But anyway, enough of that. Back to crafting. So I'm so happy that some of you have seen my crocheting videos. I've been having so much fun with that. I love to crochet. It's another happy place for me, just like paper crafting. And I was trying to, you know, like point out that the things I made, you can use in your paper crafting, you know. You live close to Deming. I got to say, it was the best food probably I've ever had, Michelle. Oh my God. It was so, and the people were amazing there. And I want to say, is it Silver City, or I can't think of the name, but it wasn't far from Deming. Kim, you should go watch I did a beginners, and then I made a couple little projects that are pretty good, you know, easy. I do have a virus shawl tutorial that I'm going to be doing, and that is super beginner friendly, but it's gorgeous. As a matter of fact, here's my prototype, you know, whatever. I'm not done, but just to give you an idea, it's going to be hard to show you kind of, well, I guess you can kind of get the idea. You guys, this is the easiest thing, and I did it in, you know, I don't know, a couple nights or something, like not even constant. I'm not done with the edging. I'm saving that to do on my tutorial, because I'm going to film the tutorial for the rest of it. So anyway, that's going to be my next tutorial. Now that obviously wouldn't be used for paper crafting. You could wear it while you paper craft. But the cute little flowers and the little hearts and stuff, those are fun. Just fun. There's all kinds, and they make such cute little appliques, you know, to use. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to miter the corners. Now, people have tools to do this. They do it much better than I do. I'm lazy, so I just go with it. So what I do is I want to kind of show you close. Let me get my pokey tool here. Okay, so this is the corner of the chipboard, right? I'm going to cut at pretty much an angle, a little bit of like an angle, this corner off. Okay, that's called mitering the corners. But I got to leave a little bit of room for that paper to end up covering up this wood chipboard corner, if that makes sense. So there are mitering tools so that you have it exactly right and it works real good. I just eyeball about, I would say, maybe 1/8 of an inch or so, maybe a 1/16 to 1/8. I don't know. I just guess. So let's see if you can you see that I left just a little bit between the corner of the chipboard and the edge of the paper. Okay, I'm lazy and I just go through and eyeball it. It does not always work out real well, but you know, if somebody's looking at my corners that closely, you know, it is what it is. Then they're better than me. But there are tools that will help you, right? So you can use those. Kim, I don't think you use a tool either, do you? I think you're good, though. I don't know. I don't know if you do. Well, thank you. Thank you. You've been doing the same thing, Teresa. Crocheting also? And is that what I'm sorry, I'm kind of behind on whatchamacallit comments. You use a tool, Kim? Well, that's why yours are perfect every time. So everybody go watch how Kim does it. You don't want to learn from somebody that's lazy like myself, but it does tend to work. Now, the next thing I do is I like to start with one of the long size up top. I know, Kim, you're so amazing. I'm lazy. I don't know what else. I have no other excuse. No other excuse, Kim. Anywho, so I'm gonna pull. That's how I do it. I'm gonna pull all my double-sided tape that I just laid down. On the top paper in the top of the chipboard. Again, there are a lot of ways to do this, and you just kind of find what works for you. I'm also going to just go ahead and pull that middle, what is this called? The 1/4 inch that I had in between, just to get it out of the way. So, you should watch several, and then you kind of figure out what works for you. Now, these two sides, I'm just going to release the backing and kind of pull down a little bit just so they're out of the way when I do this first fold. That's all I do there. Okay. So then what I do, because I have to overkill with adhesive, is I will put glue very close, like right up against the chipboard here. And then I put it on top of the chipboard and also on top of the paper. So I just roll like this. I'll cover my chipboard and then I'll cover my paper because, again, I have to overkill it for some reason. I mean, if I'm going to go to all this work, Okay, then I start in the middle. I've already kind of warmed up the fibers of the paper to fold with us. And then I go down in the middle, and I typically will smooth over to one side first and then to the other side. Okay, let me grab. And then what I'll do is I'll, gently, not super, super hard, but I'll burnish, just to make sure everything's secured down. And then see where we're in between, I don't know what to call that, the spine and the covers. I just kind of do this to get that paper used to it. Okay. So that's one edge down. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing to this. And then I'll show you how I do my corners. Okay. Let's see. I'm a little behind here. So, the same pattern as you're doing. Oh, yeah. The virus. Is that what you're talking about? The virus. I love that virus shawl. So that's why I'm going to do a tutorial, because I think it will be really good for beginners. Do you remember the latch hook? Oh, yes, I do. I used to love latch hook rugs when I was a kid. That gives a smooth finish to the edge of your book. Do you ever have a problem with the design? Yes, I do, Kim. Yes, I do. And I was going to bring that up. So Kim taught me something. There is the most amazing paper, and it's sold at Country Craft Creations, and it's a linen cardstock, you guys. So it actually is made out of linen, right? It is so smooth. It never cracks, and I have had the opportunity to use it. I love it. But when I want to cover with full pattern paper, I don't, it's not made out of that. So Kim, yes, I do. And as a matter of fact, let's just see. So far, we're doing good, but it does happen to me. So, and I just have to figure out how to fix it or cover it up or something. So yeah. Yes, virus shawl. It is pricey, but it's good stuff. It's not, it is good, and you're the one who got me started on that. So, I was online, Kim. I meant to tell you this. This was a while back. I don't know, online craft shopping a long time ago, and somehow stumbled across Cartabella has a linen cardstock also, 12 by 12. And I did order it, and it was good. I think I only used it once, and I have some, and I think I would be curious, because I still have some of the artisan cardstock from Country Craft Creations. I should compare them and see. If I remember correctly, I think the artisan one's a little bit better, but the Cartabella one is linen, so kind of same thing. Like, I don't think it would crack. You know what? I think it was cheaper, but it's been so long. I gotta go look and see, Kim. I have to go look at that online. I can't remember. There was something else I was ordering, and I don't know how crap just pops up and you're like, oh yeah, I got to get this too. It was one of those things. So I don't even know if I got it like on a sale or what. So yeah, I'll have to check that out again. All right. So here's where we're at. We just have our covers. Sorry, the sides left. So now again, I'm not the best at this, but I want to point this out. So you see, the end of the chipboard corner, right? And then you see that little bit of that paper that is up that we left on purpose. We need to take a bone folder, take your little fingernails, something, and just kind of, this is hard to do on camera, but just kind of bend it in. It's hard to see, but just kind of bend it in, because that is covering up that chipboard corner. That's the whole reason we did that. Okay. Because if you don't do that, when you fold over and adhere, you're going to see the brown chipboard cover right there. It may not bother you that much, but it just gives it the finished look. So I hope I explained that correctly, but that's how I do that. And again, it is never perfect for me, and I have gotten better with it over time, but corners have always been kind of the bit of more of a struggle for me than really anything else with the mini album, honestly. So you just have to, kind of practice on that. And I don't know if there's a tool for that. So yeah. I love California too. What do you do for work? I work in software development. Boring, right? Actually, I love it. I work for a company. Oh, well, anyway, I work in software development, but I'm what they call, this is going to sound funny, but I'm a certified Scrum Master. Isn't that a weird name? God, I'm such a dork. But it's basically the process for delivering software. So for example, like at hospitals, when you go to hospital, like if you go to hospital and you get checked in, and, they always have the little laptop. Oh, here's your blood pressure, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're using a specific software. Most of it's called Epic. I just know that from being in the industry. But anyway, so when that hospital got that software implemented across everywhere in their medical community, I manage those types of projects. That's what I do. And so as a Scrum Master, it's just a methodology we use to do that. Anyway, that's it. Boring. Hi, Taylor. But that's what I do. I do really, even though it sounds really boring, you guys, I love it. I really, really love my job. I do. And I'm grateful every day for it. I am. I love it. So, yeah. So during the day, I'm a dork. Well, I'm a dork all the time, I guess. And then in the evenings on weekends, I try to be crafty, right? So I'm using both sides of that little brain of mine. I always wanted to be a school teacher, though, to be honest with you. That was my dream. I have a degree in mathematics, applied mathematics. And so I wanted to teach high school math. That's what I wanted to do. And unfortunately for me, well, I went to college a little bit later in life, and I went through a divorce. And as a single mom, it's sad, but it's true. And I wasn't back in Omaha at the time. But anyway, I wouldn't have made enough money as a school teacher to support my daughter and I. So that's why I just continued to stay in IT. That's when I got into software development. Okay, look how cute, you guys. Actually, I think it would go better that way, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we get to cover the inside too. It doesn't sound boring. Well, it really isn't. I have a lot of fun. I love math, Laurel. I have a master's in applied mathematics. Like, I'm a nerd like that. You have your master's in healthcare administration. Oh, Kathleen, you've probably heard of Epic, the software Epic. I'll stick to middle school math. High school math is above my, oh, Kim, whatever. Kim, I would love to. I've tutored so many high school, middle school, primarily high school and college level kids. And I do that. I haven't done it in so long, but I used to do that because I wanted to, I'm going to grab my paper. I wanted to stay close to the top, to the subject, because I don't want to forget everything I learned, right? I mean, like, you know, I don't do calculus every freaking day, right? So I don't remember it all the time. You know what I mean? So your master, yeah, thanks. Thank you. It was not easy being a single mom in my 30s, going back and doing that. But I did. And I got to tell you, I will say I'm proud of that. I am. So yeah, that's what I did. You're retired. Okay. Shut up, Elizabeth. See, I should go back and become a professor. I think that would be awesome. I think with a master's, I'm not positive. I'd have to look into it here in Omaha, like a community college. I think you can teach as an adjunct, like without your PhD, with just a master's. And I need to look into that because I wouldn't mind doing like one class a semester, like an evening class or something, you know. Still keep my day job, but you know, whatever. Oh, I love special ed teachers. That is such a, we need so many great special ed teachers. Thank you that you were doing that. And I'm sorry you're on disability. Oh, and Kathleen, you retired young, girl. Oh, and I'm sorry for your health too. All right. So I'm going to use, as I decided, this piece right here. I'm going to use part of it to cover up. I'd like to use this over my spine just to give it interest. So I think I'm also going to use it in here like this, okay, to cover up the inside. So that's what I'm going to do next real quick. That won't take too long. Now, remember, it's 6.5 is the height. I'm probably going to do 6 inches. Because then that'll give a 1/4 inch above and below. I might do 6 1/4. I don't know. Just because I do want to kind of leave a little bit of that floral border, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So let me get my trimmer. And we're going to cut this real quick to, that was 6. I'm going to do 6. I hope I like that, because then that's right in half. I can use both sides. You know what I mean? Like that, that'll work out pretty well, I think. What time? Oh my God. It's like 4:15, you guys. I'm sorry. I started late today here on crafting. I don't know if I'll be able to stay much longer. So now you could make it like 6 1/4 or something or whatever, so that your border's not as big as mine, but I'm okay with it. I want the flowers to show a little bit. You know what I mean? So you can do whatever you want. So I know I got that. And then I know I'm going to have to cut a little bit off. Too bad that didn't match up. Oh, well, it'll be fine. A little bit off over here. Where's my ruler? Let me do it this way. Let me just redo this. Sorry. I'm going to go a 1/2 inch in, because I know I'll go a little bit more than a 1/2 inch. 5/8 in on this paper. And I think I'm going to cut it at 4 3/8. Yes, that is what I will do. You're going to be 47. Well, you're a youngin'. Michelle, you're 52. I had no idea. You know, I don't want to say how old I am. I'm 51, but whatever. Bye, Kathleen. Mom to create is Janet. I hope, right, Janet? Right? I'm right. Okay, what did I say? 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3. I hope that was right. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, that way with one piece of paper, I'm able to do this whole inside, right? You just have more experience. Yeah. All right. So there we go. Yeah. So that's how I'm going to adhere it down. And I'm just going to use some glue for that. I got to think for a second on my hinge. I got to think, sorry. Because I think what I'm going to do. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Lauren, you're 54. See, I think the 50s are the new 30s, right? You're just as young as you feel. My youngest child, my daughter, just turned 22 last week. My oldest son is going to be 31. I was 19 when I was pregnant with him. He just called me this morning. We're so close. I mean, it's like, you know, I feel like we're so close in age. But anyway, you know, he's a homeowner and he is doing his first major home improvement project. I'm so proud of him. And so he had to call mama, you know, he calls me mama, and give me an update on where he is with, you know, replacing the flooring and all that. It's so cute. So cute. Your oldest is 24. Mine's 30, going to be 31. And then my other son is 28. And then my baby is 22. Oh, a lot of us are about the same age. That's awesome. You've had 3.5 kids. Oh, how cool. Oh. And Elizabeth, you're only 41. Yeah, like me, girl. I get it. Yeah, you were young. Yeah, I was 19. You were a little bit younger. But you know what? I don't regret it. Not 1 minute. Because I am a grandmother now. Well, I don't go by grandma. I go by Mimi. But my little Lily is going to be 5 in April. And then my new little granddaughter, Delaney, is a little over 5 months. So it's awesome because I'm still young and I, you know, and they call us Mimi and Poppy. And so Poppy and Mimi, you know, we're young and we get to play hard with them and do what we want. And then we're done. We get to have, it's so fun being an empty nester sometimes. At first it was hard for me. Like I was lonely, sad, you know, like I just didn't know how I felt about it. Oh my God, I got over that real quick. I love it. Yeah, it's awesome. We just do our own thing. It's so fun. Okay, so now I'm going to go, remember, in between the spine and each cover, and I'm just going to burnish this down well. I want those fibers to kind of get warm and breaking up a little bit to train that paper. And I'm trying to make it loose so that I can go at least 90 degrees, which clearly I'm over that. And I'm going to do it over here as well. Just like that. And now we are done. Yay. So when I make my hinge, which will be a longer piece of paper than this, it's going to be the height of, well, I can tell you. Let me just look. Yeah, it's going to be actually a little bit smaller than what's in the middle here, the inside, because my base pages are 6 inches. So I have to be able to fit them onto the hinge, right? And I'm probably going to do it in this exact same paper because I have plenty. And then when I do the hinges, you know, they'll be right there and that's how I'll attach. So the next thing that I do, I didn't even think about closure, which was kind of dumb on my part, because if you wanted to put like seam binding or whatever ribbon to close, you know, you could have put it underneath your paper. However, it's not that big of a deal for me because I don't know, I'll figure something else out. It'll be fine. Whatever. But sometimes you should think about that before you go as far as I did. That's okay. So I'll figure something else out. This is going to be darling. I am so excited. And then again, the pages that we've already talked about. Once I will cover them first. I got all my closures in, but I'll cover them first. Wait a minute. Which way does this go? Oh, no, that's right. I'll cover, you know, I'll mat first. Then I'll put it on and then I'll probably do all my embellishing So it's coming along really nicely, right? We do rock. Hinges, yeah, I will make the hinges. With this paper, I'm gonna, you know what, I'll do it real quick so you can see it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, since my base page is 6 inches, right, where I have to put it on, I can't have my hinge longer than 6 inches, obviously, it wouldn't go on, right? So I'm gonna make my hinge 5. Let me think about this for a second. I'm probably gonna do, if I did 5, I'll either do like 5 3/4 or 5 7/8. Probably 5 3/4. That's what I'm going to do. So it's going to be 5 3/4 tall. Okay. And then I'll give you the length. Give me a second to figure that out. And then I'll show you how I do that real quick. One is 26. One is 23. How do you like that cutter? I need a new one. Oh, I love it. I like this. I mean, I like it. I don't know if everybody is, but I do. Yeah, Marcy. And hi, Marcy. Welcome. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I missed a bunch of chats. It's so hard to do both things. Oh, and my son, my 28-year-old, is getting married in October. So that's kind of fun. I always do my hinge 1/8 of an inch smaller. So 7/8, 5 7/8. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I did already make my pages. I'm sorry. 8 kids. I think that's a blast, man. That's awesome. You're a busy, busy person. Okay. So I think I will go ahead and do 5 7/8. So it's 1/8 of an inch smaller than my base page height. Okay. So 5 7/8. Here we go. Line that up. There it is. And then as far as the width, if you remember, here's where I was drawing out, you know, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, half. So I need 4 inches for the gusset, or I'm sorry, the hinge, and then 1, 2, 1.5. So that's 5.5 inches total. So here's your decision. Sometimes I will do it to where I know I'm going to need 5.5 inches total, and then we're going to, for the paper, but then we fold it up. I'll show you that. But sometimes I leave an extra flap on either side, you know, but I don't. I mean, I do. Sorry. Sometimes I leave like 1.5 inches on either side as a flap, but on this one, I'm only gonna put it directly on the spine space. So you can do it either way. I have that trimmer, but just got the Caterpillar Pro. You know, Elizabeth, I saw some videos on that, and I want to see how that is. Good deal, 75% off. Wow. Please say you have a full tutorial on this part. I always get confused. I have an older one, Laurel, but what I may do is just film a hinge tutorial, maybe, like a more recent one, and that might be helpful. Is the Caterpillar Pro the one with the light? Yes. Oh my gosh. You did luck out. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this part, and then I'll show you how to attach. Okay. Bye, Janet. Thank you. I'll go check out your birthday challenge. And Laurel. Okay, I will. All right. So right now, what I'm going to do is score, and I can always trim it afterwards. Let's just get to that part, okay? So the height is what's important right now, because my pages have to fit on it. So it's 5 7/8 high, okay? So on my scoreboard, I am going to score. Now, I'm doing 1/2 inch gussets, which is what is in between, and 1/2 inch. I'll show you. Let me grab a mini album really quick. That is done. If I have one handy. Hold on. Let me grab something, because it might make more sense. Of course, it's going to be difficult for me to get to. Let me see if I can find a good example. God, some of these are so old. Oh my gosh. What's this one? This one's really old. I didn't even finish it. That's my problem, man. I need to go back and look at some of my older projects. I'm like, this is probably from a year ago, but I'll show it to you anyway. I don't even remember this one. Ooh, I double bowed it though. How fun is that? But this will help. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, look how cute this is. I forgot about this. Wow, that's adorable. Anyway, so the hinge, this one has one, two. This one only has 4 pages, I guess. Okay. So the light is blinding. Sorry. Is it still blinding? Anyway, what I wanted to say is the flap that goes up and the flap that goes down are 1/2 inch each, and you adhere them together, and then you can slide this on. The gusset is what's in between each page, and I do a half. Oh, the light is blinding. I was like, did I have a light that was blind? I get it. Got it, Elizabeth and Kim. Anyways, this is the gusset, and so for me, that's a 1/2 inch. But a lot of people, they may do 3/4 of an inch gusset. It just depends on if you're going to be doing a lot of dimension or, you know, where you need more space. So starting off, I think it's easiest to keep that measurement the same when you're learning how to make a hinge so that you don't have to go 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Oh, now 3/4. I just do 1/2 inch all the way across. I hope that makes sense. Maybe it'll make sense once we start scoring. Christmas is in your own handmade crafts. Kat, I don't know what you mean by that. Christmas is in your... I'm not sure. Isn't this cute though? Look, I totally forgot about it. Oh my God, look what I did here. Look how fun. Anyway, yeah, it's an Easter spring one. I think I did this last year. Anywho, maybe I'll have to finish that up for this year for Easter. I know, Kim. I totally forgot about it. I'm terrible, you guys. I make out. I mean, I'm just terrible. I mean, Jesus, I need to start giving all this stuff away. All right, so here we go. So this first 1/2 inch. So we're going to score 1/2 inch. I need to do, all right. So 1/2 inch and then at 1. Okay. Let me just think. Yeah, that's going to make my first hinge. Okay. So 1/2 inch and at 1 will be for my first page. Then I'm going to do a 1/2 inch gusset. So 1 1/2. Then my second page will be at 2 and 2 1/2. 1/2 inch gusset is at 3. Then 3 1/2 and 4 would make my third page. Then a 1/2 inch gusset would be at 4 1/2. Then at 5 and 5 1/2. Is that my 4th page? I think so. 4th page. So here's what we do. I'm going to show you, and this will make more sense as we move along. So the first thing you're going to do is just accordion fold. No big deal. Your reaction is like a kid at Christmas. I know, Kat. Isn't it crazy? You'll take it, Elizabeth. Oh, I should really, you guys, I have tons of I should just pull all the dang projects out and I need to give them away. I don't know what to do with them. I just like to make them. Then I send Happy Mail and stuff like that too. But yeah, I've got so many albums, especially like when I was first learning and stuff. I don't feel like they're good enough to give to anybody. But yeah, anywho, okay, flip your paper around. Oh, Marcy. Flip your paper around the top to the bottom on second sheet. I don't know what that means, Teresa. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I didn't score all the way. Or I didn't fold all the way. My bad. What am I doing? So I'm just doing an accordion fold. Oh, is that what you're talking about, Teresa? I'm accordion folding, which is going back and forth. Okay. That's all that is. And I'm going to just kind of do this and then use my bone folder just to get it burnished down like that. All right. So let me just see. Page 1, 2, 3. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. I didn't really need that extra. Well, actually, what am I doing? Here we go. This should have gone this way. I did fold this wrong. I'm sorry, you guys. Give me a second and I'll explain it. What is my problem? You know, this happened to me on my last live. I was so freaking embarrassed. Like I screwed up majorly on what I was trying to do. Oh, there we go. And I don't want to do that again. I should not have. I'll show you the folding. Give me a second. Anyway, I screwed something up here. Here we go. I'm going to cut this extra bit off and that way it'll be easier to see. Okay. Because those are where our 4 pages will go. So let me cut that real quick. Where's the, you know what? I'm going to show you guys. I kind of like this trimmer too for, you know, obviously you can't have a 12-inch that you're trying to cut, but for something easy and quick, this one actually works pretty good for me. So I'm going to cut that off and then I'll show you. Okay. So I hope you can see this. So the first 1/2 inch and the second 1/2 inch, when you fold it together like this, we're going to adhere that, by the way. That is going to be a hinge. That is where one of our pages, I'm just going to grab any one of them. It doesn't matter. The pocket pages will slide on to here. Okay. Because see, it'll hinge together like that. And then we're going to have a 1/2 inch gusset in between. Then the next 1/2 inch and the next 1/2 inch, when you smush it together, fold it together, and again, we'll adhere that in a minute. That would be your second page. And then you'll have another 1/2 inch gusset. And then the next 1/2 inch, the next 1/2 inch, you're going to adhere it together, 1/2 inch gusset. So there's also, and Laurel, actually, I need to point this out to you. I have a more recent mini album tutorial. It's called my Snow and Cocoa mini album. And I think in there you'll be able to see the hinging and it's exactly the same way as what I'm doing now. So try to look at that one and see if that helps you. And if not, I can do another one. So let me know on that. Bye, Kim. Oh, I miss Kim. Bye. Yes, let's meet soon, Kim. I don't know if she's still on. But yeah, so Laurel, I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so now that I know I need to adhere these, let me show you the trick on this, the count. So the first 2 are going to be my first 2 flaps that go together to form that hinge, right? For my first page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some score tape or adhesive, whatever, right there. And when I take that off, it's going to adhere, right? And then it'll be like that. And then I have a 1/2 inch gusset. And then I need to adhere on this one. So the count is you adhere, and then 1, 2 on the next third one, 1, 2, 3, you adhere again. So you skip 2. Okay. 1, 2, skip those 2, adhere on the third. That's how you know you're putting it in the right spot. I hope that makes sense. 1, 2. Then on the third one, put another one. Okay. There we go. And now we can put our pages, the hinges, adhere them together. Okay. So all you do is I'm going to take this first one, undo the backing, fold that over. That is my first hinge. Okay. So it's going to go like that. So then I'm going to take my next one, fold over like that. Now you can see I've got 2. Okay. And then I'm going to take my third one and fold over. That's for my third page. And then my last one. For my, again, I only did for 4 pages. You know, if you're doing an album that has more pages, obviously you'd have more hinges, right? Oh, good, Laurel. I'm so glad. But if you need to, you can refer back to that. Yeah, I actually like that one, Elizabeth. I mean, especially if I'm making like flip books or doing where it's not as big a paper, it's just easier to just grab and use it, you know? So yeah. Bye, Teresa. Thank you for coming by. All right, so we've got these, okay, like this. Perfect, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is on the back, I am going to put score tape down because this is how it's going to adhere to the actual chipboard cover, okay? So I'm going to do this real quick. I'll try to make this fast because I need to go too. So, and you guys have been so wonderful hanging out with me. Make sure you have where it's only your back side. So in this case, it's the white, not the pink, is my back side, okay? So you only want to put tape on that side. That's what's going to adhere to the chipboard. I really love constructing mini albums. I think it's just fun, you know. That's why I always say to people, "Oh, I'm a paper engineer." We are. We're like, we engineer with paper. And then I think that one's not big enough, so I'm just going to use a 1/4 inch right here. Okay, so that is just prepared. I'm not going to remove the adhesive yet. This is just getting prepared to put, you know, in the album. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is on the hinges, right? That's these flaps. I need to put score tape. Again, if you're using tape. Now, if you're going to use glue, you wouldn't do this part yet. But I'm going to put score tape on the front of the hinge and on the back on each one, okay? And the reason for that is because when we get to the point of when we're going to put our pages on, we'll already have the tape on there, okay? Now, if you're going to use only wet glue, you wouldn't do this right now. You would do that literally when it's already in the book and right when you're getting ready to put your page on, okay? But if you're using tape, you can do it ahead of time. Oh, the other thing I want to mention, here's my 1/2 inch first side of my hinge. I don't put the tape all the way at the bottom, nor do I put it all the way at the top. I put it about in the middle, okay? That's just me. Or you could use 1/2 inch. I'm going to use 1/4 inch, and I'm just going to put it between the top and bottom. That's how I do it. And then you're going to do it on both sides of the hinge, okay? Throat is hurt. I feel like I'm getting a cold. I took a little nap yesterday. I just felt exhausted, you know. And I told my husband I woke up from the nap feeling worse than when I took it, you know. Oh, thank you, Barbara. And yeah, today my throat's hurt. You know, this freaking weather. Barbara, are you in Omaha? I keep forgetting to look if you've answered that. Oh, thank you, Marcy. I know you're in Nebraska. Go Big Red, girl. Go Big Red. But I don't know where. Because we need to hook up also with Kim. We need to meet you, Barbara. That'd be fun. All right. So I am going to burnish these down just to have it prepared, you know, for when I do put it in there. The last step that I do to prepare this is I miter these corners. So see, they're square, right? I want to, let's see if this is, I want to cut up at an angle like that. And I'm going to do that on all of them. I don't measure it out. I just eyeball a little angle. It just makes it easier to get your page on when you're adding your pages. But also, I think it gives it a little bit of a cleaner look, personally. So that's why I do it. And it's just, you're just cutting from the score line up to the top of the hinge at an angle. Not a big angle, just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Our hinge is ready. See? Ready, ready, ready. So what we would do next, get some of this stuff out of the way, is get our, our chipboard book. Make sure it's going the right direction. If like you had directional, I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter yet because you're just putting the hinge on because you could turn it, but make sure your papers are correct, right? Yes, Barbara. So Barbara, I live in Rockbrook, like off of 108th and Center, right around that area. And I grew up not too far from here, if you know where that is. Oh, good, Chrissy. Yeah. And remember, oh my God, I just went blank. The name of that video. It was Snow and Cocoa, because I think that you can like pause it and whatever, and it may help too. So anyway, so now remember, here's one side of the spine, here's the other. Okay. And I did two in a 3/4, right? So I'm going to not only center this between the width of these two lines here, but the inside paper, not the floral cover, but this inside paper is 6 inches. This is 5 7/8. So I'm going to try to, it's not much, but I'm going to try to center it there too. So all I do is I pull, now don't pull the tape off your hinges, just off the back of your hinge system or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Don't pull the tape off your actual hinge pieces yet, because we're not adding the pages quite yet. It's going to be real sticky, but that's good. That's what we want. Shut up, Barbara. You live off 90th and Blondo? Oh my God. So my second child, Nicholas, the one that's getting married, his house is off of like 70. Oh God, let me think. 76th and Blondo area. Like there's a no frills, I think, and it's across the neighborhood across the street. Him and his fiance bought a little house over there. It's so cute. And my other son, my oldest, lives off of 95th and Maple area. Isn't that crazy? So I'm over there all the time. That's so awesome. Yeah, we definitely do need to meet up. That would be fun. Just hope this weather gets a little warmer. Okay. I also add glue for 2 reasons. Make it extra durable, but especially putting this sucker down, I want time to move it around in case I don't get it down correctly. And I usually stand up. So I'm centering between this and this. I know it's hard to see, but where the indents are, and top and bottom on the pink paper that's on the inside, plat paper. Okay. That is how I'm centering. So, and I eyeball, you could certainly measure this out, but I'm lazy, like I mentioned before. So there we go. And once you get it in place, you want to burnish not only like on top, and then, you go the other way, but it's a good idea to also burnish in between, like right on the hinge. I use this Martha Stewart. You can use whatever you have, but my whole point is it fits perfectly, and I go like this. And if any glue smushes out, I'm A-okay with that, because that means it's really in there, right? And so I go through each gusset, and I mean, I push pretty hard. I want that thing in there. This is the, this is the backbone of your book. I mean, you want it to be very secure. Okay. I hope that helps. And then the more that you just kind of flip these back and forth and kind of burnish them, they'll loosen up a little bit, and they're ready now. I'm going to sit back down to have your pages put right on them. And when you put your pages on them, so in this case, I made a pocket page, and again, Snow and Cocoa album will explain all that. Yeah, nice area. Nobody, oddly enough, I have a daughter with the middle name. Oh, how cool. Um, I'm using art glitter glue, Elizabeth. There's no glitter in it. It's kind of glaring. That's what the bottle looks like. It's made by Art Glitter Company or whatever. It's amazing. It dries quick. It dries clear. A little goes a long way. It's the one of the best glues I've ever used ever. I use it all the time. I absolutely love it. It never warps your paper. I mean, I don't even know how to explain all the goodness with it. It's really, really good. Oh, that is weird that her daughter's middle name is Ariel, but yeah, oh, that's so funny. And hi, Erin. Amazon, yes. And you can also go to artglitterglue.com, but I get it off of Amazon. Yeah. And then a lot of people use these little bottles that you can get off Amazon also with the really, really fine tip. It comes with a fine tip that I misplaced. And so you can control, you don't even need to use, you really don't need to use much of this stuff at all. It's really good glue. I would highly recommend it. I think I'm going to set up an Amazon affiliate link because I'm going to put like where I get my glue and just chipboard and stuff like that. And that way, if you guys, ever want to, if you shop on Amazon or whatever, you can get the same products. And it doesn't cost you any extra to be the same price as if you searched on your own. But it would help me out. It would give me like a small commission or something if you guys went through me. So I may have to do that. I got to figure out how to do that. So, okay. So anyways, yeah, when what I was saying is it's a pocket page. And so when you adhere, I'm not ready to yet, but I'm going to show you to give you an idea. Remember, this is 5 7/8. This is 6 inches. So I usually, before removing any tape, oh God, I'm getting it caught. Sorry, because I have a flap getting caught. I will put it on the hinge like this, okay? Just like that. What I do then, and this is really important, at least for me, because I've made these mistakes before. So I do not want it adhered flush all the way down and make it really tight, okay? I like to barely, like 1/32 of an inch, pull up. So it's not all the way down because you want it to lay down this way and you want it to lay down this way. So you'll get a feel for that. And so what I do, the other thing I do is I center. See how it's moving up and down because this is bigger than the hinge? You have to make a decision on your first page. Do I want it to be pushed all the way up when I put this on? Or do I want it to be pushed all the way down when I push this on? Or do I want to try to center it, which is probably what you want to do. Here's why it's important. When you move on to, so let's say you have this one adhere. When you adhere down, when you move to the next one, if you don't do it the same way, your pages are going to be offset. I hope that makes sense. Just something I've learned where I didn't get my pages lined up. So I will either make that decision. I'm going to move them all so they're closer, flush up against the bottom of the hinge or flush down or centered. And then if I chose centered, I have to be very careful that when I put the next one on, I'm really centering it up and matching it with this one. The last thing I do then is I'll pull this. I still have this connected. The tape's not released yet. And I pull a little bit up like this. I'm not going to do it all the way because I'm not ready. But I will pull, I'll release the backing and pull down like that. Then, so pretend that the backing is pulled down like that. I'll push it on and it's adhered right there, right? So then all I have to do at that point is go in and pull that backing that I had released all the way out. And then this one side is adhered. Then when you move over, it's simple because it's already adhered. And you go in and you use your pokey tool or whatever, and you pull this side off. Okay, so it's really not hard. Again, the Snow and Cocoa tutorial will show you exactly how to do that. So if you need like to pause or whatever, it'll be better to look at that one. All right, so that's where I'm at with this project. I'm gonna work on it some more. I do want to get my tutorial up for the virus shawl. I don't know if that's going to happen today. But bye, Denise. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Oh, don't be chicken to try. I don't even know if she's on there anymore. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We've been on here for almost 2 hours. I gotta start thinking about making my husband dinner at some point. So thank you guys. It was so good talking with everybody, and I'm really happy that you guys could join me today. And sorry I didn't get more, into the fun matting. But at least we got the cover done. So, all right, girls. Well, thank you, Laurel. It was fun, everybody. Hope you guys have a good Sunday night, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.